This is module 4, but still in univariate data, which is still descriptive analysis of single variable. This is now a continuation of module 3, which discussed measures of central tendency. But this is now this measures of dispersion. Now, that's why it's labeled as letter B, measures of dispersion, because previously that was A, measures of central tendency. Now, once the middle, that's the center, so central tendency. Middle of a set of data has been determined, so you already finished calculating the mean, the median. The next information to obtain is the measures of dispersion or spread. How far are the values from each other? Previously, we asked what is the tendency for the values to be at the center. So now, how far are each is spread from each other? There are 3 measures of dispersion: range, variance, and standard deviation. Now, the dispersion is the amount of spread or variability among the data. The closely grouped data, such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, would result to relatively small values, for example, 0.5, whereas more widely spread data like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 would result to larger values like 5 or 10. Okay, let's have range. The formula of which is very simple. Range is just h minus L. H is the highest value, L is the lowest value. For this given data, you remember the data we used in the previous module? So very simple, just so you will understand the process. So 63835. So the range now is 8, the highest, minus 3, the lowest, equals 5. So the range is 5. So for variance, S square is the measure of the spread of the data about the mean. So you now understand that why measure of dispersion comes after obtaining the measure of central tendency. So because in variance, you need to have the mean of the data. So in that given example, we know that the mean is 5, right? So the variance is the sum of the squares of the deviations from the mean. So with this equation, summation, this is summation. So x, this is each of the given data. So we'll remove the given data. We have only 5 minus the mean. And the mean, we know that it's 5. So you square each of that. And that's why all values after which will become positive, because even if the value is negative, when you square that, it will become positive. Formula is the summation of x minus the mean, and you are going to square that and divide with n minus 1, where n is the sample size. So we know that the sample size is 5. So the given data set 63835, just to refresh our memory. So illustration, it is actually very easy, or it is faster and easier if you are going to do this tabulation format in computing or obtaining variance. So we have the given x, 5 x's, 63835. Now we break down the formula. It's the summation of x minus mean, right? So each of the x, we are going to subtract the mean. So we know that the mean is 5. So 6 minus 5, we have 1. And we square, that is 1. So 3 minus 5, we have negative 2. You square that, it becomes positive, so 4. So that's what I've said a while ago, that all will become positive here after you square. So 8 minus 5, that we have 3 square, 9. 3 minus 5, negative 2 square, 4. 5 minus 5 is 0. So when you square, it's 0. So when you're going to total this, it's 0. So the square, you are going to total, you obtain 18. So the variance would be, when you are going to plug into the given formula, 18, all of this from the table, 18 minus 5 minus 1, I divide by 5 minus 1. 5, that's the sample that we have. So 18 divided by 4, we have 4.5. The set whose data were more dispersed would have the larger measure of variance. Remember, the given data, 63835. So the variance of this data is 4.5. Now the standard deviation, or S, is also a measure of dispersion about the mean. It is the square root of the variance. So very easy. If you have the calculator, you just click on the square root of the variance. So the formula is just this. S, or standard deviation, is equals to square root of the variance, which is S squared. Okay? Hence, 4.5, which is the variance, square root of that is 2.1. Now, we have this round off rule. Keep one more decimal place. Only round off the final answer, not the intermediate steps. That is, do not use a rounded variance to obtain standard deviation. So when rounding off a 5, always round to the even value. Hence, 6.25 will become 6.2. That is even value. And 9.35 will become 9.4. So this is what you're going to use in rounding up your answer with your standard deviation in your assessment or exercise.